Tickle on the tum. Tickle on the what? Look down, there's Tickle Town, and there's the River Tom. Tickle on the tum. Oh yeah, tickle on the tum. Hello, Roland. Oh, be careful.
Oh, say. What happened there? I nearly went flying.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an accident. We spilt milk, you know. It's been one of those days today.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Do you know, I had the very same sort of day yesterday. It all happened the moment I woke up. For one thing, my alarm had broken, and even the cuckoo in the clock had forgotten to wake me. The first thing I heard was Bertha Bunn, my housekeeper, singing in that terrible voice of hers as she shook the kitchen mats, and I knew it was late. As you know, bakers have to get up very early to get the fresh bread and cakes made before the shop opens, especially yesterday, as it was the day of the fete. And I had got to make extra cakes so that when I realised how late it was, I jumped out of bed and bumped my head on the wall. Oh, it did hurt. The wall hadn't been there the night before, or had it? I sat up and looked around. The room looked different. The wardrobe stood where the chest of drawers should have been. And the bookcase was in front of the fireplace, and the bed, instead of being in the middle of the room, was right up against the wall. No wonder I banged my head. I could feel the lump coming up already. Oh, I got dressed very quickly and ran downstairs. Bertha Bunn was sweeping the kitchen floor. She was making such a dust, it made me sneeze. I hate sneezing. I sneezed again. What have you been doing to my bedroom? I've changed it around. Bertha said proudly. It gives you much more space. I don't want more space in my bedroom, I said. I liked it the way it was. And I sneezed again. As I ran down the road to the bakery, everyone I met seemed to be in a very silly mood, grinning all over their faces. Forgotten something, old man? Laughed Mr. Scragg the butcher. Fancy dress parade this morning, Mr. Crust, beamed Mike the milkman. I like the new fashion, Roland giggled Miss Marker and the schoolmistress. New fashion indeed. They all laughed at me, but no one thought to tell me that in my hurry I'd come out still wearing my spotted pyjama trousers and that I'd put on odd socks, one bright blue and the other one green with yellow stripes. And I wasn't very pleased when Bobby Bunn laughed at me when I reached the bakery. Stop that, I told him. We've no time for nonsense. There's a great deal to be done for the school fete. We must make lots of crispy brown bread, tarts filled with strawberry jam, cakes that simply ooze with cream, and my special buns with lots of lovely icing and bright red cherries on top. But my head ached and my baker's cap seemed tighter than usual. I touched my head and winced. Ooh! The bump was very big, like a duck's egg. Still, it was no use grumbling. I'd better get on. I went to the cupboard to get some flour, and as I carried it to the table, I tripped over my shoelaces. You see, in my rush, I had forgotten to tie them properly. The flour went all over the place. I was covered from head to toe, and of course I started sneezing again. Oh, but sneezing wouldn't get the baking done. So I started to work again while Bobby hustled and bustled, clearing up the flour and whipping the cream for the cakes. But even then, the bread wouldn't rise and was all soggy, and the cream just oozed out of the cakes one by one. Those lovely red cherries slid off the buns and dropped right onto the floor. Then, on top of all that, I smelt burning. And when I opened the oven, there were my lovely strawberry tarts, burnt as black as coal. I could have cried. Bobby tried to cheer me up. Don't worry, Mr. Crust. I'm sure they'll all taste all right. Even if they do look a horrid mess. Everything has gone wrong today, I said. I don't know if I'm coming or going. I reckon you got out of the wrong side of the bed this morning, Mr. Crust, said Bobby. Honestly, you could have knocked me down with a feather. That was it. I got out of the wrong side of the bed. Oh, I rushed all the way back home, went upstairs and put all the furniture back where it had been before, including the bed. It looked much more like home. I looked at myself in the mirror. Oh, I was a mess. But before I changed, I got back into bed and then I got out the right side. Do you know, not only did I feel better, but the bump on my head had almost disappeared. I don't know if you saw me, but I almost danced down the village street to the bakery and just to start work again.
Isn't it awful when everything goes wrong? It's just been one thing after another this morning. First, I overslept. Then, when I got up, I did my hair as usual, put the hairspray on. But it wasn't hairspray at all, but silver spray. And now, look at it.
Danny, what are you going to do?
I don't know. I decided I'd better come into work while I thought about it. And just as I arrived, I tripped over the crate of milk that Mike the milkman left and made this awful mess.
Well, you know what I did yesterday? I went straight back home and started all over again. I think you better do the same thing. Look, I'll help Ralph in the shop.
Yeah, go on, Danny. I can't bear to look at you like that. It makes you look so old. Roland would help me clear up this mess.
Oh, yes, I'd love to. Yeah, make a change from the bakery. Oh, Danny, before you go, Bobby Bunn told me a joke. It might cheer you up. Well, look, how can you tell if you've got an elephant in the oven?
I don't know. How can you tell if there's an elephant in your oven?
You can't shut the door.
That's good.
Yeah, let's have a quick look at the Tickle jokes and see if we've got some more good ones. I'll read one first.
Thank you.
Okay, this first one is from Simone Kinnelly. And she says, what did the boy candle say to the girl candle?
I don't know. What did the boy candle say to the girl candle?
Shall we go out together?
And there's one here from Victoria Greenhouse, Sunnybank Berry. How do you start a flea race?
I don't know. How do you start a flea race?
1, 2, flee.
Very good. Yeah, fine with that. I like that.
Britnall Primary, Salford. Why did the elephant pack his trunk?
I don't know. Why did the elephant pack his trunk?
Because he didn't have a suitcase.
Oh, that's great.
Come on, we're cooking.
Now, there's one here from Nikki Tucker, Nelston School Gower. Hey, what's white, fluffy and swings from trees?
I don't know.
What's white, fluffy and swing from trees?
A orangutan. Oh, no.
Yvette Hewson from Brissay. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo-hoo.
Oh, please don't cry. It's only a joke.
Currants in the bun's in the oven, puffing up the pastry that is the baker's art. Icing on the cake and jam in the donuts, sugar on the fairy cakes and custard in the tarts. Hustle, hustle, bustle, bustle, better get his skates on. He needs the dough needs to rise. Getting out of bed, make sure it is the right side. To be a proper baker, well, you must be organized. Malt in the malt glove, cherries on the Christmas cake, and rolling out the Swiss roll and fingers in the pie. Biscuits on the hot plate, elbows in the custard, flour blowing up his nose and crumbs in the eye. Hustle, hustle, bustle, bustle, better get his skates on. He needs the dough and the dough needs to rise. Getting out of bed, make sure it is the right side. To be a proper baker, well, you must be organized. Mincing in the mince pies, apples and the turnovers, whipped cream and chocolate cream and lots of marzipan. Flitting round the bakery like a ballet dancer, the magician with a rolling pin, that is the baker's man. And it's hustle, hustle, bustle, bustle, better get his skates on. He needs the dough and the dough needs to rise. Getting out of bed, make sure it is the right side. To be a proper baker, well, you must be organized. Brown bread, white bread, crusty rolls of soft ones, flapping round the flapjacks, so whisking up meringues. Sugar in the bath buns, piping on the icing, magician with a rolling pin, that is the baker's man. And it's hustle, hustle, bustle, bustle, better get his skates on. He needs the dough and the dough needs to rise. Getting out of bed, make sure it is the right side. To be a proper baker, well, you must be organized.
Next, let's find out what's happening in Graham's Ark.